Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the 2-minute drill. Brent, Tennessee gets the win 42-17. Did it with some quarterback play. Harrison Bailey, the more consistent of the two quarterbacks, even though Stroud had a couple of touchdown passes. Harrison, I said this in the post-game podcast, he does nothing great but does everything well. He's deceptive.
Yeah, you hate that term game manager, but that's kind of what you feel right now. He's managing the game real well. I think the arm's only going to get better, and I think he will improve physically with more development. Obviously we've talked about not having what he had hoped was a spring practice and regular summer workout. But you got to like the guy's kind of mental makeup, the way he manages the game. You like his moxie about him. He never doesn't seem to get too high or too low, just play the next play. And you're right, he was the more consistent player. Now, JT Stroud had some wow moments, some plays where wow, that ball was humming.
Yeah.
Really good ball. But that interception off his back foot is the JT Stroud that has been maddening, I think, to this coaching staff throughout fall camp, throughout this season. Again, should have played more in my opinion, but that's the play that's hurt him from getting on the field.
You take a look at the game-changing moment. It's right over here. It's Bryce Thompson with a one-handed interception, returns for a score. Interestingly enough, Jalen Hyatt would go on to score later there in the first half. Two Dutch Fort guys scoring touchdowns tonight. Proud moment for that high school program is they got two kids scoring at the Power 5 level in the same game.
Well, certainly. And look, you mentioned that play. I mean, Vanderbilt's in the lead. They've got momentum. Tennessee's flat on the sideline, and you're going, is this really going to be what it is? Is Tennessee really going to come to Vanderbilt and find a way to lose a football game? Bryce Thompson makes that nice one-handed pick, gets into the end zone on the 18-yard return for a touchdown. Tennessee on the next defensive series gets a 3-and-out, big sack for a 14-yard loss. Bam, all of a sudden a 14-point swing after the punt. They score in a hurry on the Velus Jones touchdown. Game's really over at that point. And that's the stuff that this team has missed, okay? Let's just be real honest. They got that type play in the South Carolina game with Henry T. And look how it changed that game early. South Carolina had scored early in that game. Looked like they had to mow. Tennessee gets a huge defensive stop. Then they get the intercept, the pick six by Henry T. Changes that game complexion completely. They've just not made enough of those plays this year. Bottom line.
So Tennessee will return home. The home finale next week is they'll take on Texas A&M. That game's at noon. That's it for here from Nashville. We've got complete coverage up on the site. We've got interviews with the players, with Coach Pruitt. We've got our instant reaction podcast and complete thoughts from Tennessee's 42-17 win over the Vanderbilt Commodores. For Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price.